Okay, so let's come to standing. And we'll start with what I always start with is a rotation of the body to warm it up. And we'll start with our feet by rotating the foot. So I was talking about the water in our body. 60% of our body is fluids or water. And if we're not moving the body and circulating, then the water and our cells will not get all the nutrients that it needs. By simply rotating, the ball mount of the foot is your kidney meridian. We work with the kidney and bladder organs in the winter season. We're rotating our foot to get some movement in the joints, but we're also doing this because we're starting to tap into our kidney meridian 1, which is at the ball mount of your foot. This is the wellspring. The kidneys are the wellspring of your body because they distribute and regulate all of your fluids. So if we're 60% fluid and we're not moving, distributing that fluid, the body starts to seriously break down fairly quickly. So we got to keep the kidneys stimulated and moving and activated. This will help the other systems of our body, especially the endocrine system, where our hormones are produced in those glands. We'll be talking about the glands next week. But for today, let's focus on this water, the 60% water in our body. By just rotating the joints, helps to warm up the body in a nice, soft way. Let's start to rotate our shoulder. So in the winter, especially in the colder hemisphere of the world, the body, the bones are cold, the body's cold, so we need to bring heat to the system, our internal heat. We do that through certain types of movements and tapping and shaking in Qigong. We also do that through breath awareness, deepening the breath. That breath awareness, when you expand the breath awareness deep down into the belly, that is our furnace. That's where we stoke the flame and start getting heat into our system. And from there, then we start to bring heat to the surface of our skin, closing the windows and the doors to our body so we don't get certain pathogens coming through the skin. So that's why we heat it up and circulate. Now let's just bend the knees a little bit, drop the head forward, shake out the head and the neck, let the arms just hang here. This isn't so much as a forward fold, but a way to get some circulation to our shoulders and to our head and neck. And then you start to shimmy the arms, getting some movement in this upper body. And then you can also shimmy the hips, getting some movement again in the hips, in the legs. And this is, again, a nice way to wake up the body, warm up the body. You want to get the body warmed up before you start doing any major activity for your day. This will help prevent any kind of strain or pull. If your body's cold and your bones are cold, it's easy to do a little bit of damage when they're not warmed up. So that's why we do these movements. And let's go from side to side. We do these movements to warm up our system, get that circulation going. This is a little upgrade. We're moving the body from side to side, and we want to move the body in many different directions. Here's a crossover. This feels really good on our shoulders. It's also you're crossing over the energy, right to left, left to right. And it's a side movement. Again, we want to get the body moving in many different directions so it doesn't get brittle and dry and stagnant. This creates our internal energy, and then we'll come right back to center. Let's come into our vertical alignment. So it's important to have your body in alignment because if it's not, then if the spine is compressed, if you're leaning too far forward or too far back, and then you're trying to move the energy and move the fluids, it's just going to get clogged up. So we want to keep our spine nice and straight, our body nice and aligned. Let's lift our shoulders. Let's start with the feet. Touch your heels, and then just release the heels and the feet so they're in alignment with each other. That's usually the best alignment for the legs and the hips. And then we're going to lift our shoulders up to our ears. We're going to slide the shoulder blades back and slide the shoulder blades down to your waist. And it's more of the wings of your shoulders, because you could do this and then you're going to be sticking out your chest too much. So first lift the shoulders up, then slide these shoulder blades back, but the wings of the shoulder blades, you slide down. Now from here, wherever so you've got this nice and open here. From here, just place your hands wherever they touch your thighs. And everybody's arms are different. So wherever, if you have shorter arms, it'll be a little bit higher. It doesn't matter, as long as you're just kind of touching the thighs. We're going to press the hands into the thighs into the hands. This creates a more engaged feeling of the perineum. You want to tuck the tailbone under a little bit. This will engage your abdominals. And this also lifts everything up. All the organs start to lift up and come in place. Prolapse happens, we start to drop down, the organs start to slide down. This causes lots of issues like incontinence and all that kind of stuff. And we really want to engage this part of our body so it lifts up the energy, it lifts up the organs so they can stay in place without prolapsing. So this is vertical alignment. So when I talk about vertical alignment, now we've got everything in alignment. So then we can start working, and just get used to doing this on a regular basis. Anytime you're standing somewhere, just do a little touch and kind of reset your body. So it's kind of a reset for your body, and then start moving the energy and moving the fluids in the body. So now from here, now that we have this alignment, now we're going to start to shake. So we start to shake the 9 gates, working on these joints again. Then you can upgrade it by bouncing up and down, keep those knees soft. Now the body's in the perfect alignment, and now we're starting to move those fluids. We're starting to move the heat around. We're starting to get circulation. We're starting to turn on our pumping system to get this body fluids moving. We're starting to stimulate our kidneys by shaking. So this is really good for the joints. So we've got the joints hold a lot of toxins. That's why we've had things like arthritis and joint pain. We want to get, so you want to think of your joints as the little, like the streams. And then if the streams start to clog up, then the rivers start to clog up. If the rivers start to clog up, then the oceans start to clog, and so forth and so on. So we want to get the movement out of the joints. We want to get movement and move that clogging out of the joint so we can start clearing our vessel, our body. And the joints are the first place that pain usually starts to show up. Once you start having some joint pain, you got to try to stop from exasperating to bigger parts of the body and then to the organs as well. So we're shaking, and we're also releasing tension. Shaking is just a really great thing to do on a daily basis, especially if you haven't moved all day. It's a great way to get some heat to the system as well. And then stop and feel the rebound of all the shaking. Notice how it feels in your body again. Let's do some swinging. Palms are faced up. We're going to swing the arms up and down. So we're just coming up and down, but come forward on the ball mounts of the feet a little bit to activate that kidney point. We're pumping the legs, great for bone density, using those thigh muscles. The biggest bone in your body is your femur. So we're activating that area as well, creating some bone density. We're also getting our heart rate up a little bit. Again, it's a great way to release some stress. If you're feeling stressed out, you can blow the air out through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, and just blow it out through the mouth if you want to release some stress or release some toxins out of the lungs. This is also really good for back, to warm up your back. It's also great to warm up the kidney area. And we just go back and forth. Easy thing to do. Great to get some heart rate up. It's an all over good tonic for the body. And then we'll stop and keep the hands right at the head. Feel that energy. And then release the elbows out to the side. And we're just going to compress down. So let's bend the knees a little bit more using those thigh muscles. And then we're going to reach up and we're going to compress down. So use those thigh muscles. Activating the thighs helps with bone density. Inhaling and exhaling down, bending those knees. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to start to move the spine in many different directions. We'll start with the Spinal Dragons. We're going to bring the palms of the hands together. Let's find your vertical alignment. Straighten out that whole spine, your whole body, lift up those organs, engage your abdominals, legs are strong and rooted. Bring the palms of the hands together, elbows out to the side, even with your shoulders. And we're going to bring our arms over to our left, our head comes to the right. Now from here, we're going to take this into a little bit of a twist by just moving your right shoulder and your right hip forward just a little bit. So there's a little bit of a twisting action here. This is also a crossover. We come back to center. We're going to bring our arms over to our right. The head comes to the left. And again, just move that left shoulder and left hip forward a little bit for a little bit of a twist. And then we'll come back to center. Sleeping dragon. Bring the palms of the hands over to your left like a pillow for your head. That's why they call the sleeping dragon. And we're going to do a big circle around. We're going to cross over our face. We come over and cross over the neck. And you just work your way down. Cross over the shoulders. So there's a crossover here. You can maybe look from side to side as well. There's also a spiraling action happening here. The dragon movements are very soothing to the nervous system, and it's a nice, gentle way to get lots of different flexions and lots of different energy movements in the body. It's a really good warm-up. The spinal cord is being moved, and start to bring the arms up. You'll feel a little bit different up here with the upper body. The spinal cord holds our nervous system. So it's reacting also to our nervous system. And we'll just go back and forth. And then we'll finally come back to center. We're going to do the other side, sleeping dragon, scoop all the way around, and then come back and forth, starting crossing over the face. And then you can start crossing over the throat, the neck, over the shoulders, looking one direction and then the other direction. And you slowly come back to the belly. And then we can start taking it up again, getting the upper body, the upper spine into this rotation, into this coiling, into this crossover. And we come all the way back to center, feeling the vibration of sleeping dragon. Let's swim the dragon. So we're going to separate our legs a little bit more. Again, vertical alignment. Everything's rooted down and lengthened up. And then we start a figure 8 with our hands, with our arms, and the whole body comes into this. So you can start deep, use those thigh muscles again, activate those thigh muscles by coming down a little bit more. And then you slowly work your way up. So this is a figure 8. It's also coiling, and it's also a crossover. So lots of benefits to swimming dragon. Again, it's one of those movements for longevity because you're as young as the flexibility of your spine. So we want to keep our system hydrated, pliable, fluid, because we don't want to dry out. We don't want to get brittle. And these kinds of movements are very soothing also to the nervous system. And then slowly we come back to center, feeling the vibration of those movements. Let's warm up the hands. We're going to come into tapping and cupping, working on our bone density, working on circulation again, working on moving all the fluids. And then from here, we start to tap the forehead. We're going to be working on some meridians. And then we take this tapping right down the center line of the skull. This is our bladder meridian, all the way down to the occiput bone, that very hard bone at the end of the skull. This is really good to just tap here, especially if you're feeling any kind of ear fluid. This breaks up ear fluid. It's great for vertigo. Any of those, especially this time of year, we start to build up some mucus in the ear. You don't want that to exasperate. You want to release some of that fluid, and that's one way of doing it, by the tapping. Then we come back to the forehead. We're going to tap the side of the head, gallbladder meridians, back to the back of the occiput bone again, and then back to the forehead, over to the temples, underneath the eye, orbit of the eye, stomach meridian, down to the mouth, stomach meridian again. Move the jaw around, move the face around. The jaw is a very strong muscle and bone. We tend to grip here a lot, so we release some of that gripping there. And then taking your 2 fingers, and you're just going to go up and down the ear, again, to remove any fluid buildup. Then we're going to pinch your ear. So we pinch and we pull the ear away. We pinch and we pull, we pinch and we pull, we pinch and we pull. We're going to close those little tabs on our ears and do the B breath. This is where we hum. This will help clear our mind. It also brings some circulation, and it also activates our nitric oxide, which helps with our vascular system. So we're going to close off that little cartilage of the ear, and then inhale and hum. And just notice that vibration. We're going to make little beaks with our fingers. We're going to tap certain meridian points, and then we'll start cupping our bones. But for now, we're going to tap this 2 area of our lungs. This is meridian for your lungs. You can do a crossover this way, or if you'd like to tap one at a time, you can do it that way, or you can tap both at the same time. We're activating our lung meridian. Why? Because we want to clear our lungs out of any fluids, especially this time of year. Don't want any buildup of fluids in the lungs, because that will exacerbate and turn into some other things like pneumonia, and we don't want to do that. So we want to stop things in their track before they exacerbate. Now you're going to come to the clavicle bone. Those 2 bones drop down 2 inches, and we tap this kidney point. This is the end of the kidney point. Kidney point starts at the ball mount of your foot. It comes up the inside of your leg, up your torso, and it ends right here. So this is activating the kidneys. Remember, I said the kidneys, they regulate and they distribute all your fluids. And then we tap the center of the chest. This is our thymus gland. The thymus gland is producing white blood cells to help fight infection. So this is all for your immune system. By tapping this area, you can just tap away here. You're strengthening your immune system. Really need it this time of year, especially what's going on with this COVID infection. We got to keep our immune system really strong and working so we could fight off anything that comes through the skin, the pathogens. And then just hold here, feel that vibration. Now we're going to work on bone density. Again, let's check into our vertical alignment, straighten the spine since we're working on our bones. We're going to make little cups with our hands, and we cup, and we're going to start at the outer top of the hand. We cup, so you're drawing out toxins by doing this cupping. You're also stimulating the skin, creating collagen. You're also creating vibration and circulation for the bone, for bone density. And then we'll come to our wrists. Anytime you come to a major joint, cup for extra cupping, because remember I had said this is where we get a lot of congestion in the joints, and we want to move that congestion around and out. And then cup all the way up to your elbow. Again, a couple extra cupping here at the elbow, and then bring it up, cupping, cupping, cupping to the back of the shoulder. And then you cup the chest, and we bring it down to the pubic bone and then back up. And now we cup down the inside of the arm. So, sorry about that. We cup down to the inside of the elbow, and we take it down to the inside of the wrist, and then clap your hands, stimulating the hands. And then we start to cup the other hand. So again, this is really good for bone density. We're going to come up to the elbow, cup a little bit extra here. This is creating vibration, stimulation to break down and rebuild our the bone. And then we come down to the pubic bone, and then up, and then down, cupping the inside of this arm to the wrist, and then tapping and clapping the hands, stimulating our hands. And then we're going to tap from the chest all the way down the center line to the pubic bone, again, starting from the top and coming down. So just doing this alone every day will really be beneficial for your bones and for your circulation. And then hold here, left hand over right, and we're going to go from right to left and massage these internal organs here. This is your digestive system, large intestine, small intestine, spleen, gallbladder, liver, all here, massaging this whole digestive area. Again, this is where we stoke the fire, we stoke the flame through our deep breathing. Then we're going to take our hands, bring them to the low back. This is the kidney. Here's the wellspring. Massage, jump up and down 10 times on your heels. This helps to vibrate again the bones. It breaks up any stickiness, any gluiness, any congestion. And then we cup down the backs of the glutes. We cup down the backs of the knees. Stay here for a couple extra cupping, because it's our knee joint. Down the calves, down to the ankle, over the feet. And then we come up the side of the ankle and stay here for extra cupping. This is a major intersection of 3 major meridians, your kidneys, your liver, and your spleen right here. It helps with hormone development and circulation. And then tapping the inside of the knee. Again, we have kidney meridian 10, another major kidney meridian right here. And we tap all the way up to the groin area. Now we're going to make fists with our hands, because we're going to tap the hip, the femur, again, the largest bone of the body. This helps to produce bone density. So we're going to work a little extra here in this area as well. And now we'll cup down the sides of the legs, side of the knee, major meridian. This circulates. This is an all-over good tonic, this meridian right on the outside edge of the knee. So if you're looking to tap for immune support, you tap the upper body and tap this side as well. And then we come down the side. And now we're going to come up the front of the leg, the shin, stay cupping at the knees, a little extra cupping here, up the thighs. And then we tap and we slap, we tap and we slap. This activates your lymph nodes. And then hold and feel that vibration. Feel all that vibration and circulation. You should feel it really activating your whole body. Now let's come back to alignment, vertical alignment, and now soften the knees. And now we're going to do knocking on the door of life. Again, knocking on the kidneys. Again, kidney support, keeping them activated so they help to circulate, distribute all our fluids in our body. 60% of those fluids are activated and moving, keeping the kidneys activated, restored, and healthy. They're the batteries of our body. We have a left kidney, we have a right kidney, positive and negative. You need those batteries to work to get the energy that you need from the kidneys. And if you've lost a kidney, you still have the essence, the energy of that kidney. So you're still working both sides. This is also a twisting flexion for your spine. If you want to upgrade a little bit, you separate the legs a little bit more, come off your opposite heel to get a deeper twist in your body. If you want more of an upper body stretch, then you can just swing the arms higher up. You're just tapping the chest while you're doing that, and you'll feel that more in the shoulder area. So this is a really nice one to do to get lots of flexion in the spine, and again, activating lungs and activating kidney meridians. And then slowly bring it to a stillness. Woo, notice how you feel. Bending the knees, hands on the thighs. You're going to look up into a arch. So this is opening up the spine into a cat flexion, into a dog flexion. Exhales, you round the spine, bringing the chin to the chest, opening up the backs of the shoulder blades. We inhale again, opening up the front of the body, and then we exhale, we round the spine, opening up the back of the body. Adding a twist to this, inhale again, arch the back, bring one elbow over to the opposite knee into a twist. We come back to center, we round the spine as you exhale. You inhale back into the dog and you twist over to the opposite side for a spinal twist again. Round the spine and now come into your wide angle forward fold, hang here. If you want, you can bend one knee at a time, working the inner thighs. If you have a sore back today, be very careful with the forward fold. So we're working on the hips. You can also keep your arms up here if that feels better for you. You're working on the inner legs again, which is your kidney meridian. So we're opening up the legs, the hips, and then we'll slowly come up, stacking everything on top of each other, stacking those bones, stacking your vertebrae as you come all the way back to standing. And then bring the feet back in. Vertical alignment check. We're going to inhale, interlace the fingers, press down, lift up onto the toes, stretch here, drop the heels over to your left side, stretching the side of your body, press both palms of your hands away from each other, stretching a little bit deeper in the thoracic area. Then we come back, interlace the fingers, drop them down, forward, press through the shoulder blades, up, onto the toes, drop the heels over to the opposite direction. Both palms are moving away from each other, opening up the thoracic spine. And then we'll release and let go. So we've moved the spine in many different directions. We've tapped the body, we shook the body, we've got lots of circulation going. Notice, are your feet warm? Are your hands pink? Is your mouth moist? Though that indicates you've got good circulation going. If you don't have warm feet, if your hands are still white and you have no moisture in your mouth, you need to do more circulating. So those are 3 indications. We talked about how water drops and heat rises. Now we've got our internal temperature going. Hopefully we've also balanced it out. So again, it will show up in warm feet, pink hands, and moist mouth. Let's work on the lungs because we don't want congestion in the lungs. We want to prevent that. If you start feeling congestion in the lungs, you got to do this monkey leaves from a tree. We lift up, and we compress. We compress everything here, the ribs and the diaphragm, and we let it out through the mouth. So we inhale, lean forward on the ball mounds of the feet, and we press out and we drop down. We're inhaling up, and let it out. You'll feel some mucus maybe breaking up, and let it out. I can feel it inhaling up, exhale out. Inhaling up, exit out, and then inhaling up, exit out, and then release. Warming up the system again. We're going to warm up our hands. Again, find your alignment. Warm up the hands. Scrub the knuckles. Scrub the fingernails. And then bring the palms of the hands so they face each other. You should feel some vibration here. This is a great way to understand energy cultivation. We have energy between these palms. We're going to expand this energy, feeling this energy ball getting larger. And then as you exhale, you compress the energy between the palms of your hands. We're going to bring breath awareness into this. As you inhale, feeling the belly expand with this breath, with this energy. And as you exhale, we're compressing that energy. Again, we're inhaling, we're expanding the energy, expanding your breath, and exhale, compressing. Now we're going to work on creating some moisture in the mouth. As we inhale, bring the tongue to the roof of your mouth. And as you exhale, drop the tongue from the roof of the mouth, keeping the mouth closed. Inhale, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale, release the breath and release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Inhaling, expanding the breath, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale, compress, release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Notice if you have moisture in the mouth. If you do, take that moisture, swallow it. This is bringing good enzymes into your digestive system, and it means you're circulating. You've got moisture in your upper body. And we're going to take all this heat that we just cultivated in our hands. We're going to bring it to our kidneys, activating the kidneys again. We're going to massage the kidneys. You bring the hands in and out, in and out, in and out. Massaging those kidneys, bringing heat and warmth to the kidneys, activating the kidneys again. You're going to slide your hands down the backs of the legs. This is your bladder meridian, guiding the energy over the feet. and inside edge of the legs. We're following the kidney meridian. We're bringing this highway, this kidney highway, following it all the way up to the end point. A little bit of pressure at the end point here. We're going to cross our arms, a little bit of lung pressure here. We cross the arms, we smooth the arms out, palms of the hands touch, twist the palms, bring them to the back of your head, and then massage the back of your skull. Bring that to the front of the neck, massage the front of the neck, cooling off the upper body. Remember, I said heat rises. We're taking this heat, we're bringing the heat down into the lower extremities, into our digestive system, and then we do a big circle again over the digestive system, massaging this, cultivating heat in our furnace. And then we start again. Bring it to the backs of the kidneys, massaging the kidneys, warming them up, supporting them. Slide the hands down, the backs of the legs, bladder meridian. We're guiding these meridians. The meridians are highways to your organs. They support your organs. We're coming up the kidney meridian highway all the way to the very end of the kidney meridian. We cross over. We smooth out the arms. We twist the palms back to the head, massaging the back of your head, taking this heat out of the upper body, and taking this heat, we're regulating our internal thermostat by taking the heat out of the upper body, cooling it off, and bringing that heat into the digestive system where we need it, and then another massage for the digestive system, the spleen and the liver, the gallbladder, and the intestines all work together for assimilation of nutrients. And then just hold here. Notice how your body feels. Hopefully it feels it's more balanced, more activated. Hopefully you feel more vitality, because the kidneys are all about vitality. Now from here, we're just going to sway from side to side like a bamboo in a tree. Just let the body go where it needs, the energy go where it needs to go, where it needs to flow. If you're feeling any discomfort in your body, if you visualize the energy moving to that space, to that place, that helps bring some healing, because where the mind goes, the flow will go, the chi will go. So again, this is all about self-care and prevention. And then find your center, find your vertical alignment again. Just check in with your vertical alignment. Now we've moved the energy, cultivated the energy, circulated the energy. Now we're going to flow with the energy. So find your feet again, vertical alignment, soften those knees, and just start to stand for, rock back and forth, standing on a boat. We're activating our kidneys again because we're bringing weight on the ball mount of the foot, and then we shift back into the heels. It's a very small movement, but it's also starting that pumping action of your spinal cord, because as you shift back in the heels, you tuck in. As you come forward, you're leaning forward on the ball mounts. There's a little bit of an arch, and we're just going back and forth, working on this pumping action again. So here's this pumping action again, activating those kidney points. Now we're going to start to inhale, raise the arms up, and then you shift into the heels. You inhale, ball mount of the foot, waist and arms come up, and we do this slow. It's a slow Tai Chi movement, slow flow. We're opening up the flow of the energy. It becomes slow and smooth. And the whole body is moving here. We're not just moving our upper body, we're also moving our lower body. And they work together in harmony, because we're moving, we're opening the flow. We're understanding and feeling the energy in our body. As you inhale, you should feel a little tingling in the fingers. As you shift back, you feel your heart beating. This is connecting to your energy. Inhaling, tingling in the fingers, slow, small, smooth movements. If you're ever feeling so stressed out, just come to this open flow and do it slow. Start maybe at a count of 4. And then you could start it bring it to a 5 count. And you can bring it to a 6 count. The longer the count, the body starts to relax and the mind starts to relax. So we're connecting breath with movement. We're opening this energy flow. It becomes a meditation in motion. Smooth flows, whole body flow. Let's take it out to the side. Phoenix rises from the flames. It's the same principle. We're rocking forward and back on the feet, activating the kidney point, activating our spinal cord movement, activating the circulation, the pumping of the kidneys, circulating the body, opening the flow, connecting intimately with energy. This is an energy practice. Everything is energy. Now let's smooth out, and then we're going to bring the backs of the hands together and we bring up to the kidneys and back out. So we're working, this is called fountain. We're drawing up the water, cooling off the upper body, and we return it back to the earth. Inhale, drawing up that kidney meridian and out. It's all about the kidneys, the winter season, strengthening the kidneys, getting the fluids moving in our body, getting the energy moving through our body, circulating inside, moving through this form, which is our body, clearing out our vessel of any congestion, any clogging. The joints are fluid. And now this time, we're going to inhale, we're going to draw up the earth energy, grab a hold of the energy above you, and then we take these two energies and we create a balance of our body, our mind, our spirit, our energy, staying with vertical alignment, rooting down, lengthening up, gathering all this energy that's around us, in us, releasing everything back down into the earth. As we come to our vertical alignment again, we come into our mountain posture. We're rooted, we're grounded, we're firm into the earth. Palms of the hands face away from you, and you're pressing the palms away, tucking the tailbone under. This is standing in a river, visualizing warm healing light just rushing through your whole body, feeling that flow, that water-like energy, rushing through every cell, every bone, every inch of your body. And this is called standing in a river, going with the flow. And then crossing the arms over your chest as we protect our Wei Qi field or our aura field that surround us. We're protected and we're safe. Then we bring the hands, the palms together as we create this unity, as we create this freedom. And then we'll come into hand mudra, lotus hand mudra. This is where we open up the bloom of the lotus. The pinky fingers touch, the thumbs touch. We open up our fingers to symbolize the lotus